Hey,
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, that's a better.
Beautiful.
I'm not as posh as Baggy TV yet, so I haven't got it's the first six you come on, and then I just rotate. He's got Rupert in at the moment. I've only got
Oh,
Rupert.
that's better.
That's
Yeah,
much better.
it was very distracting, wasn't it, before? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah, just waiting for more people to join. So, um, what do you guys think? Are you confident against Manchester City? Do you think we got them?
I'm very
And I'm
confident.
thinking ahead.
We can't use the word sort of like confident, but I just think we're going to beat them. I really do. I think they're going to be under pressure because they haven't won it before. Just remember when we got to Moscow, there's a lot of pressure on us.
Mhm.
A lot of pressure on us. Although we really should have won it then. But I just think, the way these guys are playing. Somebody just after you left, Max,
Yeah,
was saying that the game on Saturday, he has concerns that City will just go out to try and injure our players. I wouldn't put it past them, to be honest. I hope not, but I wouldn't put it past them. I just think the game is not going to be all that. We're not going to play. Half these players that played today won't play that games. We'll just have to use the squad, and they will do the same.
it's going to be more of a cat and mouse
It
game, I
certainly
think.
will be.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
And
yeah, because we're feeding them out. It's like when we play. Oh, sorry. Let me just send a link to Sodraki. Right, that's the
I
link.
have a feeling maybe he had his YouTube on.
No,
Possibly.
I just think it was something to do with the stream, where how it was set up. Because sometimes that happens, and you just have to reset your StreamYard.
But guys, Pulisic, oh my God, he's just becoming a monster.
Pulisic was superb.
Oh my gosh, if he can just stay fit, that guy is going to be Messi.
Pray
Yeah.
for the rivals,
Yeah.
guys. Pray for the rivals.
Hey,
Yes,
Alex, big up, bro.
But you know what? You know what? You say he's going to be our Messi, but we had Hazard, who was the king of Chelsea, and then you had Pulisic, who came on, who's going to be the future king of Chelsea. Because that guy, in that cameo, 15, 20 minutes that he played today, that reminded me of Eden Hazard in his pom. So remember, you've got to remember that this guy is what, 22, Pulisic?
Yeah.
Or 21, 22. So Hazard peaked when he was at us, when, 24? Would you say 25, when you start to see the real Hazard?
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see, if he stays fit, because we always say that he needs to stay fit, and if he can stay fit, then I think we've got a good
He's a
player on
magic
hand.
player. He really is.
Yeah.
I was happy for DJ that when Werner scored. Actually, I actually thought of him. I thought, that's how it's done. He never doubted that bloke, and I think he's going to get better. Really, I think this might be the turning point for him. Finally.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, even Kai Havertz, Bobby. I mean, I was saying the same thing about Kai Havertz as well, because I think these two, especially these two players coming in this season, I think they've got into. I think we've been a bit not us in particular, but I think a lot of the fan base have been a bit unfair on them since they've come in. And I know they want them to rock up, smash it all for the Premiership. But listen, I said it wasn't going to be this season for Werner and Havertz. But listen, for that bunch of players, and for these guys that have actually come in, I call them kids still because they're still young to me, right? Compared to my age, I'm still saying they're young. I mean, for them to get to a Champions League final and FA Cup final in their first season, and imagine we're not playing well. These guys are not supposed to be playing that great. Can you imagine what they're going to be like next season when they are on fire?
Yeah,
absolutely.
So you've been advocating
DJ could have won that game 6-0, man.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what all we're missing. People say we need a creative midfielder. We need to link up better. We don't need it. We might need it, but just to improve the team. It's not like a major improvement. The only thing we need is that clinical edge. If we had a Kane in this team, Kane would love it. Kane would get at least over 50 goals in a season, amount of chances that we create. And you know the most special moment. You know, I was so happy when Thomas Tuchel and Thiago Silva were hugging each other at the end of the game. You know, that was special because they've been in the final before. You know, they went to the final together, and now they're in the final again.
Yeah.
And look, if we go there and we win it, incredible. If you go there and we don't manage to win, I don't care what happens in that final. We have done incredible job with these young players. No one back in December when we got beef for Arsenal 3-1, I was like, Jesus, man, I'm really in the dumps. You know, we were 10th in the league. Frank Lampard, the team around us down. We got beat by Arsenal Football Club.
Worst team to be beaten by.
3-1 and look at the tone. Look at the turnover. You know, people say, "Oh, we shouldn't sack managers there and there." Blah blah blah. Chelsea took the opportunity. Abramovich knew that Thomas Tuchel was this guy, and look what he's done. You know, this is not a manager bounce. This is not a manager bounce. This is tactics. He outclassed Zidane tonight. He outclassed.
You know, great point. Because you know what? I remember when remember Jose Mourinho's second spell, and when he wasn't doing so well, Klopp became available. Okay, Jurgen Klopp at a time. Then Liverpool had Rodgers, and Rodgers wasn't doing too bad for them. But then I think they thought that Chelsea were going to go for Klopp. They realised the opportunity. They got rid of Rodgers, introduced Klopp into the team. So I reckon that's what we did. We saw that he was available. Frank, I love him as a former player, etc. But the time was right. There's a manager, a proper manager, who was available. So he said, "You know what? I'm going to take this chance."
Just imagine if we got Thomas Tuchel. Imagine if we got Thomas Tuchel like at the start of the season.
I'm not sure.
Everything happens for a reason. So, what must PSG be thinking now? What must they be thinking? Because yesterday, tactically, they were very naive. I thought against Man City. And I thought if he was in charge, then they'd have put up a better game.
Is PSG team better than ours? In some parts, yes. Some parts, no. And you know, they have incredible players. You know, if we had the likes of Mbappe and Neymar on this team, Jesus Christ, we would have won this game 10-0. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The rest of the team, you know, Azpilicueta, man, what a performance! Look. I was worried, you know. I was like, "Oh, where's Azpilicueta playing?"
Yeah, I want
every single he was an animal. Like he was 10 years younger. This game he turned 22. You know, he was kept running, and in attack he was good. Like he actually ran forward, back, and he had Hazard. I know what he played. You know, he knows
experience.
Hazard. He knows
experience.
Hazard.
Exactly.
He knows what Hazard is like. And look, Thomas Tuchel again. I heard you guys. You were talking about Pulisic. You know, when you come off a sub, you should. You know, you always worry that they're not to the level the game is or to the pace of the game. Pulisic, come on, he changed the game. You know, that substitution was so important because Pulisic came on and actually gave a new threat to Real Madrid because besides Pulisic's pace, you know, he can actually dribble. Besides Werner, he's not the best dribbler. Pulisic can also like turn a man. We should have scored more goals, and I was just saying, "Oh no, please don't make it happen."
Don't concede.
All these chances, and then they go and score. But
who was it? It may have been you, Boogeyman, or was it someone else who said Pulisic on the bench isn't a bad thing because we can bring him on against the tired legs and he can run at them, and that's what happened. So we brought him on at the right time. The guys were feeding it, and he's come and he's walked his way past the defense.
When I saw the lineup and the Pulisic doesn't start, I was a little. I didn't like it too much because I've never trusted Havertz to be the physical guy that will really push Real Madrid defense. So for me, we put Werner up front and Pulisic should take the line. But
Max, I'm gonna have to shoot, but thank you for having me on here.
Okay, no worries, mate. Cheers. Cheers. So, Jackie, I haven't heard from you, mate. You're quiet. We need to hear from the elder statesman, Mr. Sadraki. How are you feeling after being a Chelsea? Like for me, he's been Chelsea fans for years, seen a heartache after heartache, but now you've seen 20 years of glory. So, describe your feelings at the moment.
Well, like you said, you probably as well. saw all the bad times. Never ever dreamed, right? And this is why Roman is so important, right? Never ever dreamed we would win league titles or be playing European football year after year and actually getting close to finals, right? The younger lads, they're used to it, right? For me, because I sampled the garbage of the years gone by, it's an even bigger buzz because I never expected it, right? I mean, you as well, and is it Bobby?
Yeah.
Me as well.
And DJ started supporting us in the 80s.
Late 80s, early 90s. Yeah.
So we sampled how bad we used to be. I mean, we had good things like when we got promoted, 83, 84, and things like that, right? And then when we got promoted from the second division again with that record points and stuff like that, right? But even then, I still only saw us as a cup team, right? I still only saw us as a cup team. I mean, when we got beat in the cup final by Man United, right, which was a total disaster, and that was the following year was the first year we played in Europe since '71, right? And it's like I went to the game at Victoria against Victoria.
4-2, yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
Yeah, but it was about
that came back.
Yeah, it was about 0-0 over there, right?
Yeah.
I sat on the bus, my backside ached for 22 hours there, 22 hours back, right, with a 0-0, right? But I enjoyed it because it was something new, yeah. Then I went down to Bruges and got kicked out, right? We booked a trip with Universal Travel in Manchester, right? And then because of the riots in Dublin, all the hotels were pulling out. They were wanting massive deposits. So the travel companies pulled out. So we booked a minibus from Rugby in the Midlands, right? The driver was a Chelsea fan. And all the paperwork read we were on a stag do going to Amsterdam, right? But we got pulled up the minute we entered Belgium, right? We got pulled over. They had us at the side of the road, right? Took us off the minibus, arms outstretched, being searched, right? Like bank robbers or something. And it was the British government who decided to send us back, right? So now I've sort of followed Bruges as well, right? Because I made it my mission to actually get there and see a game there, which I achieved, right? But anyway, we got thrown back. Then I drove all the way to Vienna when John Spencer ran the length of the pitch.
Oh, right? Yes, I remember that one. Yeah.
Right? I drove all the way there, all the way back. Went to Eintracht Frankfurt on the Tuesday for the UEFA Cup game. Yeboah and Okocha were playing for Frankfurt. So I saw them before they even came to England. Right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then they won 5-0. Right? And Yeboah scored 3, all set up by Okocha. So then we went to Bayern Munich against the Russian team. And then we went to Vienna, right? And that was like a new experience, going abroad to watch Chelsea, right? And then I was like, that gave us a buzz. But still had no visions of us ever winning the league or the major, like the Champions League. Yep, the Cup Winners' Cup, we did it not long after, right? But Roman did that. And I'll tell you someone, right? Roman, Jose, and someone who didn't get any credit for it, right, because he used to be at Man U, right, was Peter Kenyon.
Oh, yeah, Peter Kenyon, yeah.
Jose was Kenyon's choice, right? And when they were trying to when they got rid of Jose to bring in Grant, and they did the first press conference, which was like the next morning after they said they weren't going to rush into anything, right? You could see it on Kenyon's face. He had like a look of thunder on his face. And that's one mistake Roman made, right? Is because if we'd supported Jose and not bought Sidwell, Pizarro, and Tal Ben-Haim, and bought decent players to replace Robin, etc., right? Yeah, that would have carried on. But the mentality that he instilled in the players carried us forward, right? And then the fine touches were put there by Hiddink, by Carlo, Roberto Di Matteo to a lesser extent, because that Champions League, I think some of the older players were thinking this could be our last chance. And like that just drove us forward. No matter how much UEFA tried to stop us, right? That drove us forward. So for me, they're the big three, right? Roman, Jose, and Kenyon off pitch, right?
Yeah,
Because Kenyon was doing the Marina job, right? And Jose was getting the players he wanted. Now, the scouting system, right, are deciding who we should go for. And Marina, we're all blaming Marina, right? She's made bad signings, etc., but it's not, because she gets told these are the players we should sign, and she goes to do the deals, right? Deep down, all she is she's a financer, right? She's the one with the money, and tries to get them on the cheap, as cheap as possible, right? But the players are not identified by her, right? And they're not identified by Buck either. Although, I mean, it was used to be Manalo, didn't it?
It did, yeah. We've got another scout now, haven't we? Head scout.
Yeah, we bought that Jablodji or whatever they call him. Martin Yazga, right? Who's still at the club, funnily enough, right? On loan, yeah. That kind of player. So, I mean, I've been ecstatic since 2005 when we won the league, right, for the first time, right?
And
my dad passed away like 3 days before, right? So I was on a downer anyway, and I was at Bolton, and that was like something I never imagined ever experiencing, right? We had to go through the crap first, didn't we, to experience the good stuff. I don't have any expectancy even now. Like someone last night said, if we got beat tonight, they would be angry, right? There was somebody else saying like, but we need to change things because Man City are catching us up, etc., with our trophy hauls. I don't care about Manchester City, right? The teams winning things, they go in phases, yeah, and it changes. It was Man United, Arsenal. We popped in. That's why Arsenal hate us. Basically booted them right out, yeah. And the Man United didn't like it for a few years. Then Fergie got his act together again. He rebuilt them, right? And same thing.
At the moment, thanks, Chelsea Perspective, for the super chat. I appreciate that. Yep. Carry on, mate.
So it's like, I don't care. We've already exceeded anything I ever imagined about, right? Getting to the final now is the same thing. If we lose, I'll be upset. I won't be angry. I'll be disappointed and upset, right? Like I was when we lost to Man United, right?
Yeah.
But it won't make me angry, and I'll still end up loving them, right? And I'll still support Chelsea till the day I die, right? But I don't have any expectations that we should be competing, right, with other clubs. Yeah. If Man City win the league, they'll win the league, right? Even if they win the Champions League, it doesn't worry me because I believe you look at the performances last year against Bayern Munich, and you look at the performances this year, right? So it's a progression. That team is young enough to be successful for years to come, right? With a few tweaks. I actually want Aguero, and the reason I want Aguero is because he can play as a striker, but he can also fit in that three-man system. So if Tuchel carries on with that double pivot and stuff, you can still have Aguero at the top, but he's also flexible and he's adaptable and he can move around either side of the pitch. So he can still be in that three. The big thing about tonight, I've noticed it for the last few weeks, But the big thing tonight is we really saw, right, apart from the finishing, obviously, what Havertz has got in his locker, right? We saw what Werner has in his locker. It's not just about the goal, right? It was his movement off the ball. It was dragging defenders. It was closing them down, winning the ball, right? Next year is going to be better. So is Havertz. Those two, and Ziyech, right, as well. That's when we start. That's when we see the best of them, as long as Ziyech stays, obviously, right? And that's my only expectancy, is that we're going to be challenging for the title next season and be doing well in the Champions League, whatever we do this year, right? Because we've had a natural progression this season from last season in the Champions League. In the FA Cup final, we can actually finish third, in my opinion, in the league, right? Because we're 2 points behind Leicester and they have to come to us. And we might even be able to have a crowd in for that game. That's why
they said the last 2 games there's going to be crowds. Yeah.
So for me, Saturday's game is important because that's the toughest one we've got left. Right? I'll be happy with a point. Doesn't make no difference to me. I'll be happy with not winning to them. Right? But I just sat here tonight and I was watching all those chances go begging. Right? And I was thinking, oh, please, like you, don't let them score. Right? But even then, I still felt confident enough that we would step up a gear, even if it went to extra time.
Yeah. Yes, Eric. I was going to bring Eric in. Yeah. Okay. Cheers, Sadraki. Great. So, you know what? Because with what you're saying, Sadraki, is because I know what you mean about not, because I've been so much hurt, and the first Champions League, because I don't think I'll ever see us win a Champions League, and so the more we didn't win it, the more anxious I was, the more angry I was. I was never angrier when Overbo messed us up and stopped us from getting into the final that year. I admit on stream, I cried when Liverpool beat us on penalties for the second time running to knock us out in the semi-final stage. I was so devastated. Manchester United, I didn't cry, but I couldn't sleep that night. I had a sleepless night, and I just kept waking up seeing John Terry slip with that penalty. About 3 or 4 nights, I was just thinking about that. But then, when we got the big one in, when we got that goal, the Champions League, that was it. I've seen us win everything now. And when I started supporting Chelsea as a kid, I thought, you know what? If I just see us win an FA Cup, I'll be happy. But to see all the success that we've had now, it just makes everything so much sweeter. So I just want to bring Eric in because he's come in and he hasn't had a word yet. So Eric, just give us your thoughts of the game today.
Yeah, it was a good performance. Yeah, I'm obviously very happy with the win. Another clean sheet, which is all we needed. It was very tense in the 60th minute onwards, something like that. It was I was like, just scored. It was so difficult to watch because we kept getting counter attacks. We kept going on the counter every time, and they just didn't score the second. It was similar to the Atletico game. They just didn't get the goal, and I was like, just score the second goal. Just score the second goal. And then Mount finally scored the second goal, and it was game over, and I could relax a little bit.
Yeah, good. There's someone waiting in the wings, a guy called Kong. Would someone like to rotate with him just for a minute? So I just want to bring him in just to see what he's got to say.
Yeah, I can go if you want me to go, Max. I can go out if you want for a little while.
Okay, then. I'll just bring him in then.
All right, cool.
Cheers, DJ. I just want to let everyone have their chance. So, Kong. Hey.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
What's your thoughts? Yeah.
I'm stoked to be in the finals. I'm stoked. I'm really glad that we got Tuchel now because I'm just chuffed that we got him because he has just changed this team for the better. Man, he is such a good manager.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you confident going into the final?
Yeah, I think we can. I think that Man City are good opposition, but I think that the counterattacks are pretty deadly for us. I think that we could definitely exploit some of their weaknesses. Some of like Zinchenko, I think if he plays, we can definitely exploit him.
Yeah, he likes to push out. He's not really a left back, is he? He's more of a midfielder who's converted into a left back.
Yeah, and also I just think that so I think that it's just like I think the whole thing around Werner is kind of a little bit unneeded because he's so good at pressing. I think that what he does for us is so valuable. Like he just does that, and it gives us that energy that we really need for us to win possession back, for us to hit them on the break, for us to just like to make the defense to not let the opposition's defense breathe. You know, that we always try and press them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, Bob, I haven't heard from you for a while. Any thoughts?
Yeah.
Or you watching
Yeah, I was watching a bit of the interviews, but I was listening.
Yeah.
I love listening to Sadurki. He just takes me down memory lane. Honestly, he's a top bloke. I'm going to say something that might be a little bit of pressure on us, but I think it's very important. Unlike everyone else at the moment that I've heard so far, I'm not that relaxed about the final. It's a final, and I want it. Anytime we're in a final, I think we have to desire it. And the thing about this final, it's very crucial for this team. Believe me, if this team wins the Champions League, they are going to create a legacy. There's a road, because they're so young, they're just going to go on and keep winning and winning so many things. They might even win back-to-back Champions League. I think they're that good, especially if we have a forward and maybe another midfielder added to the team. I just, that's the only thing that sort of makes me a bit tense, because I just know that this could be the key that opens a door to so many great things. And the other last point I want to make at the moment is Mendy. I don't think anybody should ever talk about bringing in another goalkeeper. He is world class. He really is. I don't know. I'm still waiting for him to turn a corner in saving penalties, but I think that will come. That Mendy we found a dime. We found a real rough diamond and polished it up, and he is going to be one of the best in the world, if he isn't already.
You know what? Great point, because great goalkeepers make great saves at vital times, and today he made 2 brilliant saves, match-winning saves when he was called upon. Especially the first one, I thought was superb. And his ball distribution, although sometimes he makes me a bit nervous, he knows what he's doing with the ball. He's good with the ball at his feet. Great coming for coming for corners, and excellent shot stopper. Yeah, Boogeyman, I've heard you for a while. You got anything else?
Oh yeah, I just want to say. I mean, is the echo coming from me again? No, right?
Sadraki, can you go on mute a minute? I think it might be your one. Yeah, off you go. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I think Bobby was saying if this team won Champions League, it will be really a good legacy, and then they may have more confidence in themselves and to do more or to accomplish more stuff. My question is, so we're planning of selling Tammy, right? So imagine if we win Champions League, Tammy may come a little expensive. We can sell it really like 80 million or something, right? So I'm thinking about those things. So all those players may become really expensive. So Chelsea may make more money than that, right? So that was pretty much my question. That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah, but also what you're going to have is that players are going to want to join us. They're going to, if we win it, just like Hazard said many years ago, 2012. You'll all probably remember that. I'm joining the champions of Europe, and that's what you're going to find. So when we're going in for the players that we want, if we've got a strong hand as the European champions, and people say, you know what, I can see some. Even if we don't win it. I still think that we can actually get some of these players in, because they can see what's happening at Chelsea. Something big is happening at this club at the moment. You know, this is a young team, and we're growing. We're growing as a side. You know, so you know, so there's a lot more to come from this side. And
so
did you guys?
So if you were Tammy Abraham, would you still want to leave this club?
It depends what his ambitions are. Does he want to stay and win things, or does he want to play football? That's what we got to look at as well. So I don't know. You know, sometimes people just want to go and play football rather than be patient. And I don't think he's got the patience. That's the issue.
Okay, yeah. I'll have to go now. It's midnight here. So
okay.
Talk to you
later.
later.
Thank you, Boogeyman. Yeah. So, DJ, you want to come back in, or somebody else? I'll just put a link in there.
Yeah, I've got something to say. The other night, I'll try to keep it quiet. We had a guest who was a Brentford fan, right? Mm-hmm. And he suggested we got rid of Kante. Yeah. Now, every week, Kante proves a point. Every game, not like once every 2-3 weeks. Every game, right? He was. Everyone was good tonight, yeah. But every time they got into the last third, he destroyed them. Took the ball off them, right? Brought it forward. Should have scored, admittedly, right? But there's no way on this earth that I would get rid of him right now.
No.
Because he's the glue. He's the experience, right? Give Dave Aspilicueta, or whatever you want to call him, right, another year, right? Because he was outstanding tonight as well. And we've got to do what we have to do to keep Rudiger. Right? I was never keen on bringing Frank Lampard in as a manager. Too much too soon, right? And there was a stubbornness about him, yeah, right? And the stubbornness was having someone like Jody Morris as a number 2. I have my own theories. Right? Ashley Cole was at the club and he never involved him, yeah, right? Because he doesn't want another name. He didn't want another name. He wanted to be the gaffer, the centre of managerial attention. So that's why he brought in Jody Morris and 2-3 coaches from the academy, basically. He had Ashley Cole there. When we were leaking goals, why not get him in to help, right? He operated the zonal system for the whole of last season and the first month or so of this, right? And basically, zonal leaves you exposed, right? And it leaves the keeper exposed because people are getting into gaps, right? If you've got somebody who's good at corners, good at crosses, etc., he can pinpoint a ball between 2 defenders who are not going to move because they're marking a zone, and the player gets in, bang, header, shot, and it's virtually free. It's virtually a free pop, a goal, right? Even Ferdinand said, right, on BT that he hated playing because he actually discussed it, right? And that destroyed Kepa's confidence. Yeah, I don't have a problem with the 2 keepers we got. I'm happy with them, right? Under Tuchel, even Kepa's showing that he's an adequate backup, whatever you want to call him, right? I never had a problem with him. The problem was with Lampard destroying him because he never put his arm around him even once until Brighton this season, and only because the club were digging him out and saying you have to try and make it work because they believed in Czech believes in Kepa, right? And he started working with it. Why didn't Petr Cech involved himself? He wasn't asked to get involved. He involved himself, right? We ignored Ashley, right? There's other people there, right? Well, Todd Andre Flo working with Tammy and the youth team strikers, and you know what I mean? right? It was all about being the centre of the management team, and the attention. All this Frank did this, Frank did that, and that's how it worked, isn't it? Don't get me wrong. He was a great player. He's an intelligent man, but he's a master manipulator of the media.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
He's a master manipulator of the media, and he's got idiots like Matt Law in his pocket as well, right? Whenever he had problems, whether it was Scolari, Rafa, things were getting leaked. Yeah.
Ian McGarry was another one, wasn't he? Because he was his ghostwriter for his book, so he used to sneak a lot of things for him.
The media, right? And because I think he's got a big ego, if I'm going to be honest, forget the player side, we're talking about the man, yeah? And I just think, I know people are going to say, oh, what the hell are you having to go at him for, etc., etc. You can see the difference between him and Tuchel. Tuchel has come in, right? He always mentions his players, but not in a negative light. And if he doesn't in a negative light, like it's to pick them up. You know what I mean? And shine, lift them, right? Whereas Lampard, right? And what's happened to Tomori? He dumped Tomori last February, didn't he? Of last year. So it was as a manager, I was never into him, right? Never into him as a manager. Great player, right? Did you see the article where they're comparing Mason Mount with Frank Lampard, first 100 games for Chelsea?
No, I haven't read that one yet.
Yeah, Mason's achieved his 100 games, right? He scored 1 goal more than Lampard did. Yeah. That's 2 now, if you include this one, right? Twice as many assists, right? And less minutes played to get to that goals. So he's still in the development stage. He was 20 when he come into the team, and Frank was 23, going on 24. And he had almost 200 games under his belt for West Ham, right? So they're in a comparison. Now, I'm not going to say that Mason's going to score as many goals as Lampard did, because we played a different system, which was Drogba, the wingers, and Lampard coming in late on the edge of the box. Right? We don't play that from the midfield now. If we're going to play an out-and-out striker next season, Tuchel's going to have to adapt his system as well. I'm not saying change it totally. Go from game to game, change it, keep teams guessing, because all these players we've got in the squad now are showing, right, an aptitude to be able to play in any system, right? They're able to operate any system that Tuchel wants. If he wants to go 4 at the back, 3-3, they're all capable of doing that, right? If he wants to stay the way he is, capable of doing that. If he wants to still play the 5, i.e. 2 wing backs, yeah, you can play 5, 3, and 2 up the top, like with Werner playing off a normal striker. So you can adapt all these systems, and teams don't get wise to you because they never know where you're going to play. And you can even do that mid-game if you pick the correct players for that, swapping systems at the beginning of the game. Right? And I believe that he has that in his tactical attitude, right?
Yeah.
So I believe he's quite capable of doing that. But the good thing is this squad, right, is capable of adapting to any job he wants them to. Right? Whatever the system is, whatever. If he turn around and said, I want you to like Mason, he's basically played him in the 3, hasn't he? Right? Time. And then the other day, he went and sat next to Jorginho, didn't he? As a second pivot. And he did a good enough job again. So that's an example, right? You can play Werner wide, right? You can play Werner one of the 3, right? Ziyech is quite capable, whatever people think, of playing in the midfield 3. Yeah. He doesn't have to be a winger. And he stated in an interview that his preference is playing in the middle because he likes to pick the ball up, carry it forward, and then look for the killer ball into the box. And he's quite capable of doing that. I've watched him for 4 years at Ajax. Right? The sky's the limit here. We do need to make a couple of. We have to try and keep onto a hold of the main defenders, midfielders, the main players, yeah, and then add 2 players to that squad. I'm all right with Aguero. Like I said, I have no problem with him, right? Because he's still got it, and he's a clinical finisher. If he'd have been playing tonight, we would have won that 3-4-0. I have no doubts about that. So I'm okay with the squad as it is, but with a couple of additions. I noticed that they're going to increase the squads for the European Championships to 26 instead of 23. So there's a possibility if they're going to expand the Champions League, they're going to do that as well for the Champions League, because players are already complaining, aren't they, that they've got to play extra games in the expanded Champions League, right? But even then, but even then, you're only talking 4 more games, right? Instead of playing 6 group games, you play 10. Yeah. So use your squad. Simple as that, innit? Use your squad. You've got the squad. Yeah. Don't forget, you're allowed up to 25 players, right? As long as you have your amount of homegrowns necessary, you can go up to 25. You can also, like Billy Gilmore, can be included in the B list as an under 21. Even Pulisic was in the B list, right?
Yeah, and it gives more opportunity to the youngsters as well, doesn't it?
Yeah. And Pulisic was in the B list because he was like just hit 21, so he was eligible to be in the B list. So I'm all right with it, but whatever happens, happens. Yeah, I want to carry on winning things. It's nice, but my life ain't going to change, right? If we don't win something, I get to what Bobby was saying and that about if we win this year, then it sets up like it was with the First League Cup under Jose. That set us up for bigger things, didn't it? Right. So, but I want to win. Don't get me wrong, I want to win it. But if we don't, it ain't going to kill me either, because I know that if we don't win it this year, we'll win it next year. I have no doubts about it.
Yeah, right? This team's set up to win it quite a few years, yeah. And I like the point that you made about Frank Lampard as well, in that I think that he was the right man for that time, just because obviously no one else was going to take the job. And the fact that he was the one who brought in the youngsters, which was quite good. So for that season, I thought he was the right man, but he wasn't the right man to carry us forward to win trophies. So I think that's what the issue was.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, right? But the thing is, that's been overplayed as well, right? Because Mason Mount, Tamori, Tammy, yeah, right, had all been and played. Okay, it was a championship, right? Mason went to Vitesse.
Right? Oh, yeah, Vitesse said that. Yeah.
Right, well, he was their player of the year. I think he got 16, 17 goals. I know it's a different league, but I watch that every week because I watch Ajax every week, as long as it doesn't clash with our games, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying, would he have got the opportunities to play under another manager, though?
Yes,
if Lampard wasn't there.
Yeah, because remember, right, we were scouting these players when they were out on loan. They weren't just getting sent on loan and we weren't watching them or looking at them. Like, Mason Mount is a special player, and that's blatantly obvious. Yeah, right. Even when I was watching him for the youth team, and I was watching him for Vitesse, like I said, and that's a special player. There's a player at Vitesse now, Armando Broja, who's got 18, 19 goals.
Yeah.
Right, and he's the highest scoring teenager in Europe in the top 10 league. Right. So let's just keep an eye on him. But the thing is, because of the transfer ban, right, those guys would have got in. But in Mason Mount's case and Reece James's case, I believe those two would have got in anyway, no matter what.
They're good enough to get in. Yeah.
Right.
I just want to bring in DJ because I haven't heard from him before.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to leave, right? I'll speak to you tomorrow night.
Yeah, nice talking to you, Sadraka. Yeah. Always love your insight.
It's nearly 1:20 here.
All right, because you're an hour ahead in Greece. All right, cheers. Take care. I'll see you on Baggage Channel tomorrow. See ya.
Take care, Sadraka.
Yes.
Yeah. He's got so much knowledge, hasn't he, Sadraka?
Yeah. It's interesting what Bobby said the same thing. You could just listen to him. He does have so much insight information regarding our history and how things were. I mean, going back to I don't know what I can say about the game tonight, Max. I'm just at this moment in time, I'm just so overjoyed at the moment. The team were brilliant tonight. I mean, I know people will go on about the missed chances we had, but even when we were missing our chances, apart from those really two efforts that Real Madrid had, I think from Benzema, I didn't really think we were really that much in danger tonight. Everything we were just clearing. We were just clearing everything out of the box. Everything. Coming our way.
We frustrated them, didn't we?
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine? As everyone has already said, we all know it could have been 5 or 6-0 tonight had those chances have gone in. But listen, we can't complain. We're in a Champions League final. As I said, I was overjoyed. Obviously, for the first time around, we won it the first time around. I was in Germany to watch that match. I don't think I'll be able to get around to watch it for this time around, but I will still be watching it from home.
Do we know how many people are going to be allowed? Have they mentioned anything like that? Have you heard anything yet?
Sorry?
Do we know how many people are going to be allowed?
No, not yet. As far as I know, I don't know. I've not heard that as yet. I think that probably will be revealed in the next couple of weeks. I think, or a week or so until it reaches that how many people can go. But I know people will be allowed to go and attend and watch the match. But I don't know what the I think it's going to be for each team, isn't it? They're going to be allowed to have a certain section to come there, but I don't know how many though.
Yeah. And I actually think that the pressure is going to be more on Man City because they haven't won it before.
Definitely.
And as you saw in 2008, our first time there, it was a bit overwhelming for us to get. Although we did a good account of ourselves, and I think arguably we should have won the match. But I just think that they are going to feel it more because. Especially Pep hasn't won it for years. Man City have never won it before. We've already got one under our belt. So I'm just hoping that can work in our favour as well.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I wonder if the club's going to have a beanbag at the bridge. That would be interesting.
That would be. That's a valid point, Bobby.
Good.
That would be
By
excellent.
then, are we going to be... Yeah, outdoors, isn't it? It's an outdoors, so that would be good.
Yeah, from 17th of May.
Yeah.
We can, especially outdoors, we can gather.
You know what? Yeah. It'd be good to watch it somewhere. I watched Actually, I don't know what's best. Actually, last time I watched us when we played against Man U, I watched it in a pub just outside Stamford Bridge, and we got beat. And then the next time I watched it at home and we won, so I don't know, superstition. So I'll see where to watch it. Yeah. So it's getting quite late here. I'm going to just wrap up last thoughts. I just want to give last thoughts to anyone before ending this stream because I got an early start tomorrow. So let's work our way round. Start with Bobby and we'll come round. Yeah. So Bobby, that's all last.
Yeah, it's a wonderful night. It's one of those nights, isn't it, for us at Chelsea? I just hope and pray that we lift it again. I mean, that would just be a madness. It would be an amazing thing. We have got a tough running for the rest of the season. We're meeting Man City on Saturday. I think we have to use the squad for that game. Then we've got the FA Cup. Then we've got Leicester again. Then we got Arsenal, and we do have some tricky games. But I think we should take heart from what we've done tonight. The boys were absolutely marvellous, and we've got the coach to take us through.
Yep, well said, DJ.
Yeah, echoing everything Bobby's just said tonight. Tonight we were just excellent. obviously it's going to be squad rotation on Saturday. I think both teams will probably be rotating because I think maybe not City because I think they just need one more win to actually be confirmed as champions. So they might actually go into that game with more of a team. But in terms of us, I think there'll be a change in terms of the squad, and I really, really think I still think we can still beat them. I'm so confident the way we play tonight, mate. I can see us beating anybody at this moment in time, to be honest with you. Even when we're missing our chances, we've just got the plays that will put the ball in the back of the net. If it's not the front foot, anybody of those will do it. So, man, I'm just confident and just think about tonight's match, mate. That's all it is about tonight, is this match, and so happy to be in another final, honestly.
Yeah. Eric?
Yeah. We're in the final. I never imagined that would happen. But this is where things get very tricky. You know, the nerves only build up more at this point because this is the worst position to be in if you lose, and it's the best position to be in if you win. So let's go out and win. Let's get the results, and let's make it a very memorable end to the season.
Yeah, I can't put it better. So, guys, we're there. We've made it. We've made it to Istanbul. The young guys have grown up today, and we're ready. We're ready to take on Man City, and I'm quite confident. I reckon tomorrow as well, Arsenal may get through, so that'll be great. London versus Manchester, all English final for the Champions League and the Europa League. And then what you may have a all London Super Cup, I hope.
Oh, that'd be excellent, wouldn't it?
Or all Manchester Super Cup. I don't want that one. Yeah, if it's an all London Super Cup, that means that we've won it. But then that means Arsenal in the European Champions League. So probably a London Manchester Super Cup, but with the London club being Chelsea. So that would be great. Yeah. So sure. Guys, I can sleep like a baby tonight. It's all good. So take care.
Brilliant. You too, mate. You too. Take care.
Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll be back again for the next stream. Okay. See you later, guys.
Man. Take care. Take care. Bye.
And thanks for everyone on the stream. Chelsea Stan, Mikhail, Base One, Leon, whoever, Hat Trick, everyone else who's in the stream. Thanks for the support. And let's keep that blue flag flying high. Istanbul, here we come.
Agree with everything. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.